Friends, we have seen the problem on calculation of gross annual value. Now this is the second problem which covers the remaining adjustment. Now the problem is municipal value is given to you for 5 types of properties. Then fair rent is also given, standard rate per annum, that is also given, actual rent is also laid down, but one additional information is unrealized rent, that is also given for these houses. Then vacancy period, that is in the month given. We have to calculate the vacancy rent here. Now, first of all, here we have to go for what is the difference between unrealized rent and vacancy period rent. Now, in case of unrealized rent, that the amount which we have not got, the tenant has enjoyed, no doubt, his residency, but he has not paid, the rent is not realized during the previous year. But in case of vacancy period rent, completely for the vacancy period, the house was vacant. Okay, so there is no problem at all for claiming the rent. So in this way, the changes are taken place. So we will go for calculating gross annual value, please. Now set up. Now computation of question second, gross annual value for these houses, properties, okay. Now first go for step number 1. As you have seen in the last problem, that is the reasonable expected rent to be calculated of these property. How far it is municipal value or fair rent which is higher but not more than standard rent. Okay. So here in the problem you might have seen house number 1, 1,05,000, that is municipal value for the year. Fair rent is also 1,07,000, which is higher here, 1,07,000. What about the standard rent for property number first H1? No standard rate is given, that not available information. Therefore, the higher the figure of 1,07,000 should be taken into consideration. Okay. Then for the second property 1,05,000 to 1,07,000, which is higher, 1,07,000. Then compare with standard rate, that is 88,000. So how much we can take it here? Yes, subject to minimum of standard rate, therefore 88,000. We cannot take more than the standard rate here. Okay. Then in the same manner we should proceed for house number 3rd, then house number 4th, and then house number 5th in the same manner. Okay. Then step number 2nd, in case of step number 2nd, actual rent issued to be taken into consideration. If it is receivable also, most of the time it may be. Okay. After rent after deducting unrealized rent, after deducting unrealized rent, but before loss due to vacancy, before loss due to vacancy. Now here what happens? Actual rent issued, go through problem please. That is 1,03,000 is there. So unrealized rent, the amount of unrealized rent here is 1,000. So it means the figure here, it will be how much? See here, actual rent that is 1,03,000 minus 1,000 means 1,02,000 here we have to take it. In the same manner, we should proceed it 1,12,000 minus 2,000, 1,10,000. Then 86,000 minus 1,000, 85,000. Okay. Then next is 1,40,000 minus 2,000, 1,12,000. And the last one, 97,000 minus 1,000, it comes to 96,000. Right? So here, step number 3rd, then we go for step number 3rd, that is, we have to calculate step 1st or step 2nd, whichever is higher. Whichever is higher. Friends, so we have to go for 1st and 2nd. Which is higher? 1,07,000. Okay. Here 1,10,000. Then 88,000. Right? Then 1,12,000. And then 1,07,000. Okay? So then step number 4. Step number 4 is related with vacancy rent. Vacancy period rent. So now here in the problem we have to calculate the vacancy period rent, because the vacancy period is given in the month. First house number 1, there is no problem because no vacancy, vacant is not there, house is not vacant. In case of second, 2 months is given. So 2 month rent should be calculated. For per annum actual rent you refer in the problem 1,12,000. You find out 2 months rent means 1,12,000. Okay, divided by 12, you will get 1 month rent. Double of that will be the 2 months rent. Now the figure you have to consider here. Then for vacancy, 2 months amount should be deducted from this amount figure. Okay. So the figure here you will get, that is 7,000. Loss due to vacancy we are calculating 18,666. Okay. Then 7,166 I am getting, 22,500, and here the vacancy period is nil, that's why no calculation at all. So these figures are there. And last step number here 5th, that is gross annual value to be calculated. It means step number 3rd, minus step number 4, whatever you are getting, that is your answer. So now, friends, 1,07,000 minus nil means 1,07,000 here. 1,10,000 minus 18,066, so that it comes to 91,334. 88,000 minus 7,166, so you are getting 80,834. Okay, then 1,12,000 minus 2,000. Now we have to calculate 1,14,000 divided by 12. So 3 months is there, 28,500. So it comes to 83,500. And here it comes to 1,07,000. For 3 months duration is there. So that figure we are getting for a month multiplied by 3. So it comes to now 28,500. So friends, this is the answer. This is a typical problem. After going through question number 1 and 2 related to computation of the gross annual income, you might got the cent% ideology regarding this, and this calculation required for further solving the problem. Okay, so here the ideology is that we have covered all the steps and vacancy period rent. In addition to that, unrealized rent is also covered here. Okay, then we go for the problem. The problem related with income from house property. Now, as you know well, income from house property, here we have to calculate first of all gross annual value, then we have to deduct municipal taxes paid by the owner, not by the tenant, and after deducting it, we will get net annual value. From net annual value, we have to deduct the deductions under section 24A and B, that A is 30% of the net annual value, and then second is regarding interest taken on the loan, and the loan or the borrowed capital for the purpose of construction, then say repairs, then renovation, etc., etc. So that is allowed, and then these deductions A and B should be deducted, and we can get the income from house property on which the tax is levied. Okay, so we will go for the actual question. बंद कर दो, बंद।